Do you have a goal to pay off your mortgage in 10 years' time? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate what your balance should be each year so that you can track your progress. This is the exact same progress I'm using to pay off our mortgage in 10 years or maybe less. I once read in one of Noel Whittaker's books that it didn't make sense to pay off your loan in less than 10 years. In this article, he says that I'm regularly being asked whether it's better to buy shares or to focus on paying off the mortgage. He says it's a fine balance. To become wealthy, you need to get as many growth assets under your control as you can afford. But you need to get the mortgage under control first, so that you have a safety buffer if rates start to rise or if you suffer a financial setback. Saying that because of the way the numbers work, once you have the mortgage down to a 10-year term, there is little to be gained in interest savings by making extra repayments. So the first step is to see how much you will need to pay back each month to pay off your mortgage in 10 years' time. And I like this principal and interest calculator from InfoChoice for this calculation. And I'll leave a link in the video description. So my current interest rate on my mortgage is 5.04%, but today I'm going to use 5.30% in the numbers just to allow for another interest rate rise. So in this example, I'm going to use a loan amount of $400,000. I set the loan period to 10 years and then the interest rate as 5.3% as I mentioned just before. And this is what I love about this calculator is that it gives you the monthly amount that the mortgage needs to be for you to achieve this goal. It also shows you how much you would need to pay each month to achieve the goal as well. And of course, I must mention that this information is for general information only. I'm not a financial advisor. You can read my full disclaimer in the description box below. So now I'm going to use our situation as an example. We've already had our loan for 6.5 years, so we only have 3.5 years left. I will need to use a different calculator that allows for fractions of a year, i.e. months. And I found this one on the calculator.me website. So I was able to add in our loan amount of $240,000 and that interest rate of 5.3%. And then I made the loan term 42 months, which is 3.5 years. So according to this calculator, I need to pay $6,273 each month to reach our goal. This is achievable but will be a stretch. Okay, so in that calculator, it then shows in the far right column how much our balance should be each month for us to achieve that goal. So I then take those numbers and add them into my Excel spreadsheet. I have a column for adding in what the actual balance will be, and then it'll also tell me if we are ahead of our goal or behind of our goal and by how much. And this is my example I did mid this year. I did redo it halfway through the year because interest rates did rise, and I might even need to do that again next year as well. And of course, if you are liking this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it really does help to support my channel. So some of you might be wondering, well, that's all well and good, but how do I actually pay off my mortgage quicker? It is just a matter of adding more money to the mortgage, but I will share a few things that have worked for us. Something I like to do is rounding down our mortgage balance, but you can also round up your mortgage payment. For example, I round down our mortgage to the nearest $1,000 each month if the budget allows. Or you could round up your mortgage payment to the nearest $1,000 or a round number that works for you. Because it doesn't have to be the nearest $1,000, it could be the nearest $100 or even $10. The big one for us was that we increased our income. My husband has been able to scale his business, and I also began working in his business to help this happen. I also started a side hustle, which is this YouTube channel, and also took on some casual days at work. Increasing my husband's income allowed us to then live off one wage, and I think this has had the biggest impact. This probably took about 4 years of both working on increasing his income, but also decreasing our expenses to meet his income, which leads to our next strategy. We optimized our outgoings. We stripped things right back. I got rid of or negotiated most of our expenses. Stripping everything back is a great strategy to then work out what you really value, because if you miss something, you can always add it back later. But you might actually find that you didn't miss it at all. And Benjamin Franklin has famously said, "Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship." One way you might find some extra cash is using cashback sites. Of course, the best way to save money is not to buy the item in the first place, but if it's a meaningful and thought out purchase, using cashback sites is a great way to get some extra cash. I like to use them for booking holidays, and I use both cash rewards and shopback. I like to look at both to see who is offering the best cash back at the time. For example, when I had a look recently, Cash Rewards was offering 10% back on bookings made on Agoda, while Shopback was offering 5.5%. And of course, before booking, I always check that it's not cheaper to book with the hotel directly. And actually, each time it's been the same, so I got a bonus 10%. And I do have referral links in my video description if you haven't signed up yet. And the sign-up bonuses range between $10 and $20 depending what they're offering at the time. And thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook.